Good morning, everybody. It's Rita Smith. Saturday morning. Woohoo! I love Saturdays. Saturdays are great cooking days. I don't feel guilty because I'm supposed to be working. This morning, as promised, I'm going to show you the difference between peeling a potato and peeling a carrot. I thought I would just quickly go through some of the tools that you can use. Everybody has their own favorite way, and obviously I've found mine, but I'll just walk you through it. I know sometimes people find, especially new cooks, certain elements of this frustrating. Because if you try to peel a carrot one way, and then you go ahead and try to peel a potato the exact same way, it doesn't work. So why is that? Well, let's talk about that and try to reduce frustration wherever possible. What I have done is laid out the tools that you can use. Paring knives. This is a Henkel. This is my favorite. It's one I'll end up using. This is a Fourme by Kitchen Stuff Plus. It's actually not a bad knife, and I use it for a variety of things, but I'm not going to use it to peel potatoes. And I would just also like to forewarn new cooks that Kitchen Stuff Plus is one of the most overpriced stores in the world. I have never, ever, even on their 50% off days, found anything there to be a deal. So it's an okay knife. I think it's left over from David's chef days, but I'm going to work with the Henkel, so we'll get that one out of the way. I've got two different peelers here. This one I think I also inherited from David or Zorinka. I'm not sure where it came from. It's an okay peeler. You can do a carrot with that. That design of a peeler works out okay. I prefer the OXO Good Grip. It's called Good Grips by OXO, and it actually, if you're doing anything in any amount of volume at all, the handy grip and the fact that the peeler swivels is actually really helpful. So I'm going to use this one. I'll get rid of that one, although it's cute. And then one other tool to keep in mind, and this is not something that anybody needs to use. If you're buying your potatoes from the grocery store and they're as beautiful and white and clean as these ones are from Sobeys, you don't really need potato gloves. And I have actually read articles recently where somebody was making fun of the fact that anybody would need potato gloves. And I would just like to say that if you have any thought of growing your own potatoes, or somebody grows potatoes and gives them to you, or you buy potatoes at a farmer's market that actually come right out of the ground, they're really dirty. This is not what a potato looks like when it comes out of the ground. Out of the ground, they're covered in dirt, filthy. They grow in the dirt. That's what potatoes are, apples of the earth, pomme de terre. But you can get around a lot of the labor associated with soaking, rinsing, washing, scrubbing potatoes under running water. You can speed the process up with these gloves. They're very gritty. They fit to your hands quite tightly, and you can just whoosh, 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 whoosh the potato with the potato gloves on. We're not going to use them today, but if you are into, as I know my friend Sylvia is into, farmers markets and food straight from the earth, potatoes come covered in dirt. That is their natural environment, and if you're buying anything that's remotely fresh, they will be dirty, way dirtier than when you buy at the grocery store, and potato gloves are a great tool for that. So I'll put those off to the side for now. We don't need them today, but we're going to look at what's the difference between peeling a potato and peeling a carrot. Well, carrots were sort of made by nature to be long and smooth. You can just whip the peeler over top of them and bam, they're done. Okay, I do it in, you peel away from you. When you're peeling a carrot, no matter what kind of peeler you're using, you are going, see, this one does the job. You're going to peel away from you, okay? Don't work in the air, work on a surface. Peel away from you. A chef once asked me if I would hammer a nail into a piece of wood in the air, like bam, bam, bam. And I said, no. And he said, well, then you don't work in the air. So put your carrot on the table to hold it steady, and away you go. Okay, I don't like that one, actually. I much prefer this one. A potato, it's a long job to do that to a potato. That's not an effective way to peel a potato. A potato, you peel toward yourself, and you can work in the air, okay? So a potato, there's a bit more waste associated with the potato. The peels aren't going to come off as cleanly using a paring knife and pulling toward yourself. The good news is you don't have to peel potatoes very often, and we'll talk about that in a second. But a potato, you peel toward yourself. I like to use a sharp knife. I don't find a peeler effective at all. And with the knife, you can get any of the eyes or other things that you want. If you're making mashed potatoes or Duchess potatoes or anything you're going to pipe, you want the potatoes to cook really smooth and white. You want to get all of that stuff, and that is, well, you can't even do it with this peeler. The old-fashioned kind, I guess you could. It's got an eye remover, but it's plastic. I'm going to stick with the knife. Okay, so a potato, you peel toward yourself, hold it in your hand, and the knife comes toward you. Okay, that's how you're peeling a potato. A carrot, you're going to put it on the surface and peel away from you. Okay, so that's the fastest way to peel a carrot. If you try to use the potato technique for a carrot, you'll waste a lot of carrot, and frankly, I'm not even sure how you'd get the center part of the carrot. It would be really hard and a big long carrot to do that. So you use the paring knife for potatoes, use the peeler for carrots, and then of course with the carrots, you're going to take your French knife, pop off the tops. All of this is going to go into the compost bin. Okay, so the carrots are ready for whatever you're going to do with them. Just get some of that out of the way. Carrots are ready for whatever you're going to do with them. Here's another trick I learned in restaurants. If you want your carrots not to roll away from you while you're cutting them, put the fat end away from yourself and start the cut at the top end. Okay, the fat end away, and they won't roll away from you. If you put the narrow end at the top and try to get the knife into it, oh, that worked out okay. They squirt, yeah, they kind of roll around more and squirt away. Oh, wait, that's not working. They roll around more and squirt away. And then if you're going to either dice them, or not dice them, but slice them, it's easy to do. And if you want to make it look fancy dance, you could do it on the diagonal. That's nice for some oriental recipes or different things where you want to make your carrots look more exciting than just your average carrot. Look at that. Eh? Doesn't change the nutrition or anything like that, but looks good. Okay, so there we go. That's how we're going to do a carrot. And of course, if you wanted like a julienne carrot, you could make them even finer. Chop them like that for dips or however you've got it going on. So just to summarize, you're going to peel a carrot using a peeler away from you. You're going to peel a potato using a paring knife toward you. Okay. There's a bit more waste using a knife on a potato, but back to our latest revelation at the Smith household, which is my kids don't want me to peel potatoes anymore for anything, even mashed potatoes. They want me to leave the peel on because there's fiber and nutrition. This has become important as my kids have gotten older and learned about nutrition. So now, believe it or not, I make mashed potatoes and I don't even peel the potatoes. They're a bit chunkier. I like that, actually. They don't get to the fluffiness of whipped cream, which my potatoes used to get to when I peeled them. However, there's very few recipes that require you to peel potatoes. Any soup, stew, fried potato, baked potato, whatever, you just make sure the skins are clean and use them. You always peel carrots. There's no recipe that you use an unpeeled carrot in. So make sure that you've got a pretty half-decent peeler. I like the OXO Good Grips. It's about $15. I've never had one break. I have had them get lost. And that's my final tip to you, which is because what you're using in your hand is small compared to, let's say, a French knife. You're not going to accidentally throw out a French knife. And you could be working with a huge pile of peels. I used to spread out a piece of newspaper, peel everything, bundle it up and throw it away, and I probably at least a half a dozen times in my life have accidentally thrown out my paring knife. So then when I went to go look for my paring knife, it was gone because I had thrown it out with the peels. So check your peels, make sure you don't accidentally throw out the tools of the trade, and happy cooking. Have a great Saturday. Take care.